Good morning and welcome to GrainTV. Today's April 17, 2012. I'm Logan Burgess. To my right is Brock Shimano. Brock, it's Tuesday. We were really hoping to be able to release some USDA crop progress numbers here, but there was a fire in the server room at the USDA. Those have been delayed until today, about 3 o'clock Central Time. Those will be coming out. What are we kind of expecting to see in those numbers for corn progress?
Yeah, the industry is kind of expecting corn planting to be around the 20% level. If you take a look at this chart that we have, this is the corn planting progress. The vertical axis is the percent planted, and the horizontal is the date in which that percent was achieved. If you take a look at the yellow line, that is where we were in 2011. You can see the slow start to the season we had, but it really accelerated about 3 weeks into the season. The blue line is the average of where we should be over the last 5 years, and then the red line is where we are as of the last report last Monday. If we're going to project this out to kind of determine where we should be on this next report, you can see we should be right around that 20% level, maybe just a little bit higher.
Yeah, well, it looks like this really big corn crop's off to a great start here. As we said, when that report comes out this afternoon, we'll be tweeting. Follow us on Twitter at GrainTV is where you can find us. Kind of staying on the fundamental front, we had some soybean export sales reported this morning. Those were going to unknown destinations. As you can see here, 110,000 metric tons of old crop beans were put on the books here this morning. For new crop, 115,000 metric tons. So that should be a little bit support to that soybean complex, which traded up about 2 cents in the overnight session there.
Something on the other end for soybean exports is that the Chinese National Grains and Oil Information Center actually made a revision lower in their anticipated April imports. They moved it down by about 20,000 metric tons. So that's not a big number, but it is going to be a little bit of a pressure toward the downside on the soybeans.
Yeah, certainly. A little bit of a revision there. China is the largest consumer of U.S. soybeans, though, so it's always good to kind of take these Chinese figures with a grain of salt. China comes out and says we're not going to need as many beans in April. Maybe that might help back that old crop bean contract back off a little bit. Pure speculation there, but always a good thing to keep in mind. We're going to take a quick commercial break. We're going to come back, watch the market open, and do some technicals.
I used to have several sites. Now I kind of like the grower's edge. It gives me that cash max. You can tell it which markets you're looking for, and it will tell you what your highest net back is based on the price they're paying at that time and the basis that they're paying. And that's pretty handy because I don't have to go to so many different sites.
And welcome back to GrainTV. We're about 10 seconds away here from the market open. Let's hop over to FireTip and see how the grains respond to information we saw here in the overnight.
Markets just opened in Chicago. We're up a half cent on old crop corn. New crop corn is up 1.5 cents. Soybeans up 10. Wheat up 3 cents in Kansas City and in Chicago. Something that supports the grains this morning is crude oil's up over $1.80, and the dollar index is off a little bit here as well.
Yeah, Brock, it looks like the grains are responding nicely here to kind of a sell-off yesterday in the complex in general. Take a look here. Let's hop over to a Kansas City May chart here. We're looking at a daily chart. And, if we zoom out a little bit here, the trend is really down. This market is clearly headed lower. But take a look here. We actually have an interesting convergence here. Just today we have this red line, which is the 50-day moving average, crossing over and dipping below the blue line, which is the 100-day moving average. Technicians are going to look at this as really a bearish technical signal. And you can see from a chart landscape standpoint, the trend looks to be down. And I really think the fundamentals support what we're seeing here.
Yeah, there's not a whole lot holding up this market right now. We've broken through support at 650. The good to excellent ratings are going to come out this afternoon. Look like they're going to jump again to a little bit higher, 1 to 2% higher than what they were last week. And we've heard from producers down in the Kansas City and Oklahoma area that the crop is looking the best it's ever looked for them down there.
All right, well, it'll be really interesting to see the good to excellent rating on that crop this afternoon when crop progress does come out. Like we said, follow us on Twitter. We'll be tweeting when that report comes out. I think that wraps up our show here for this morning. Have a great rest of your day.